There's a common saying that ignorance is bliss, but is that always the case? If I were you, if you're looking for internal peace, you're better off blocking out some things that might affect your mood more than you think. So, here are 15 life lessons that successful people choose to ignore. Welcome to Investing Alpha. Let's get right into it. Number 1. Reading bad news on purpose. Did you know that every single day, more than 2 million news stories are posted online? We want to know what's happening in the world, but more than 90% of those news items are either terrible or fake, as some may say. Ever think about why? Because that's what makes people feel the strongest and brings in the most viewers. There's just too much noise going on for our brains to be able to handle everything all at once. Recent psychological studies have indicated that actively or passively taking in too much of these news might have negative effects. It's time to do something about it, since what you read and hear affects your state of mind. As a result, it's best to avoid the bad news as much as possible. We recommend focusing only on information that is useful to you. And along the same lines, propaganda for our number 2. According to National Election Research, trust in politicians and economic policies has dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. Who would want to live in a society with widespread poverty, which may cause massive wealth inequality? Recent events have provided a breeding ground for misinformation and conspiracy theories. The world is more unpredictable, making it more important than ever to strengthen your critical thinking abilities and learn to focus on what is really important to you, your loved ones, and your career. Number 3. People who think the world will end soon and people who are bad for you. We all know at least one person who is always negative and brings their pessimistic outlook everywhere. No one wants to be around these people, and the internet labeled them doomers. Think of this way: put a bad apple in a basket of good apples and see what happens. These people are not inspiring, so we don't want to be around them. We tend to act and think like the 5 people we spend the most time with. Your vibe brings others to you. So here's a fix. It's best to ignore doomers and their negativity. Number 4. Things you can't control. What's the difference between someone who's always calm and collected and someone who's always anxious? Well, the first one obviously knows how to separate the situations they can control from the things they can't. The truth is that we don't have much control over most of what's going on around us. You will do much better if you don't care about them and instead focus on the things you can change and deal with. Number 5. The minor frustrations of daily life. Similarly, let's say you're running late for work and it starts to rain. Everything is going wrong. Your spouse is yelling at you. Your boss is upset. And everything is falling apart. Everyone will indeed have days like this at some point. The most effective way to deal with it is to stay calm and not let it bother you. In the overall picture, the most of this doesn't really matter, and the bad feelings caused by specific events will fade. You can be mad at the rainfall or happy to be alive. It's all up to you how you would respond to these situations. If you start to feel frustrated, just try to ignore them as much as possible. Number 6. Dwelling in the past. Focusing on our past behavior is a psychologically proven cause of anxiety and why many individuals can't move forward in life. People can change what happened in the past, but we can pay attention to how we're acting right now rather than letting our failures define us. See what you can learn from your mistakes, and also think about whether you can really trust your mind to tell you the truth about yourself. Spending time on the past looks like a foolish thing that weak-minded people do. As much as possible, don't do it if you want to experience the present. Number 7. Worrying about what will happen next. Worrying about the future will make you lose your grip on the present. As long as you take care of everything you're doing right now, things should eventually work out. Just let the future start taking care of its own. You have more than enough going on right now. Besides, it's uncertain after all, so why waste time trying to focus there? If you think about all possible futures, just dismiss them and focus on your list of things to do. Number 8. Constantly having doubts about yourself. Questioning yourself if you have what it takes and if you're going to make it won't get you very far in life. Instead, focus on building your self-esteem by experimenting with new activities and try being motivated. When doubt starts to creep in, completely disregard it and believe in your capacity to overcome any obstacles, including self-doubt. Self-confidence and having realistic goals are essential for this, so if you're just starting out, give yourself a realistic time frame. So, if you're here watching this video, trying to better yourself, give yourself a pat on the back. You have what it takes. Number 9. Trying to be perfect. Don't try to be perfect. Try to be the best you can be. People whose lives are most disappointing are those who try to find the ideal life, spouse, job, and everything else because they had too high hopes. This is one of the worst things social media has done to our thinking. Stop constantly comparing yourself to others and work on yourself. Start by making your ideal life and planting the seeds of happiness. Plan, note it down, and do it. And you'll be on your way to success in no time. Just sit back and trust the process. Number 10. Getting distracted. If you want your life to have meaning, you can't let every little thing distract you from your goals. This is especially true if you're a hard-working person. To be more specific, what are random distractions? These are procrastinating, watching too much TV, partying, going out to clubs, and the like. These things can make it hard for you to get what you want. Number 11. The judgments of others. We all need to learn self-reliance in life. Some people understand how to think, not just what to think, and their voices matter. Pay close attention to that, but don't let it make you ignore your gut. The more you care about what others think, the more you'll feel controlled about what they say, making you unhappy because you can't change it. If you think you care too much about what other people's thoughts, ignore them and focus on yourself. Number 12. The fear of the unknown. Many people don't want to take chances and choose to play it safe. However, fortune favors the brave, and life rewards individuals willing to go into the unknown and face what scares them. We fill in the blanks of the unknown with our imaginations, so when you feel overwhelmed by fear, just let it go through you and not over you. Number 13. Being afraid of dying. Nothing is sillier than being fearful of natural loss. Getting old and dying is just the natural order of things. Knowing and accepting your feelings is the key to feeling less anxious and living in the present. The more you care about your self-image and identity in the physical world, the more sorrow you will feel. So, the best thing to do is to follow the Buddhist journey. Practice being thankful for every moment you have. Number 14. The need to check your phone first thing in the morning. Studies from the last few years have revealed that checking your phone as soon as you wake up has a high chance of ruining your day. When you check your phone first, you set up a situation where a lot of information takes over your brain before you've even had a chance to wake up completely. This habit will make it hard for you to get things done and often leave you feeling lost. Do some meditation. Consider taking a shower and avoid using your phone as much as possible once you wake up. Number 15. Current trends in advertising and social media. Everything in our world is focused on making money. Nowadays, avoiding being influenced by the latest social media trends or seeing any kind of advertising is impossible. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out, and things have only worsened since infinite scrolling was created. Now that algorithms have advanced, many people are concerned about having their personal information collected and used without their knowledge or consent. Some are even thinking of permanently staying off all social media. I mean, can you blame them? And that's it. Which things did you agree with the most? Is there something in mind you might want to start ignoring? Leave us a comment. And don't forget to spread what you have learned to others. Also, since you've made it this far, here's a bonus tip. Number 16. Being impatient. This world is full of volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And the only thing that matters is getting instant results. The trouble comes when we use this rule too often in our everyday lives. It takes a lot of time to grow as a person, build a business, and do anything. If you don't have patience, you'll rush through things, which could disrupt your growth. We'll let you ponder on that one. As always, thank you for watching. If you want more motivating content, consider giving us a like and subscribing to the channel. Have a good one.